Welcome to the Newport Race Village, ground zero for the start of leg 9 of the global marathon that is the Volvo Ocean Race. Hi, I'm Tucker Thompson along with Andy Green. And Andy, we are getting into the business end of this regatta. After the fleet leaves here, Newport, and heads to Cardiff, just 3 legs left. What do you expect the fleet's going to do offshore as the Volvo Ocean Race winds down?
Well, the crucial thing now is the boats are leaving today, 2 o'clock. It is double points, and it's the final ocean crossing along the northern edge of the Atlantic. It's going to be cold, it's going to be wet, and they're talking about reasonably windy, 20 to 25 knots of breeze. Quite foggy here this morning. We're looking forward to a great day, but we're hoping that the boats are going to get out okay, and we're going to have an inshore race course before they leave. But it's quite complicated once the boats leave Castle Hill, because there are 2 or 3 exclusion zones around Cuddyhunk and then the Nantucket Shoals, which are notoriously dangerous area. So they're going to the east and south of that, and then it's 068 up to Newfoundland, 1 exclusion zone there, and then it's 062 direction directly to Cardiff, and they're trying to hold on to the depression that will roll underneath the fleet.
And by depression, you don't mean psychological.
No, they're not. They're going to be extremely happy despite being in a depression. And the depression is a weather system that brings with it wind, rain, and sometimes cold. And those come in from the west and will take them all the way across the Atlantic to Cardiff. And the crucial thing, tactically speaking, is whether the boats can hold on to that breeze, the depression that they're going to be sailing with, because it will roll over the top of the fleet. And those boats that are able to stay with that depression, just be a little further ahead, will potentially get a big advantage. The weather routing looks about 8 days, 7 hours and 45 minutes, roughly.
And how many seconds?
About 21 seconds.
And it's 3,300 nautical miles, but not necessarily a straight line. They don't point straight to Cardiff, do they?
No, they're going to go quite far north, because that's the Great Circle route. That's the shortest distance between the two around the globe. So they'll head north, and then the routing's calling for a slightly tricky entrance into Cardiff. There's a lot of tide, there's a little bit of current coming out of the Severn estuary, so they'll have to deal with that as well. If it goes light, there's up to 3 or 4 knots of tide and a 11 to 14 meter movement up and down in the tide around Cardiff. So there'll be plenty of challenges for the teams.
And so before they get out into the ocean, of course, they have to navigate Narragansett Bay. Talk us through today's inshore course before they head out in the ocean.
Well, we're still to get final confirmation on the course. The 2 options are we start right here off Fort Adams, then the boats go up to Castle Hill, then they come back down to Go Island, then they come around Rose Island, then they go underneath the Pell Bridge, and then they go out past Castle Hill. The other option is, if the fog stays and it's tricky, the boats will start here off Fort Adams and then beat straight out the Narragansett Bay, and that will be the short start if conditions are so inclement that it's dangerous for spectators, and we don't want the boats to get mixed up with them. So those are the debates at the moment that the race committee are dealing with. We bring that to you live and direct here. We're down the dock, and it's great to see so many people coming out. It's going to be a great departure, Tucker.
Tens of thousands of people have come to this stopover in the past. Andy, behind us, you can see the crowds coming in. What can we expect on shore here at Fort Adams today?
Well, one of the things I'd really recommend is go to the exploration zone. The boats are going to leave in just a few minutes, but you will get some time to get into the exploration zone, and it's amazing. It's the science behind ocean change, climate change, and it shows a lot of experiments about how much plastic there is in the water. It's great for the kids to teach them how important it is. And also at the end of the race today, we're going to do a 10-second challenge. Everybody who leaves Fort Adams needs to spend 10 seconds picking up whatever trash, rubbish, and particularly plastic that is around them, and hopefully we can leave Fort Adams exactly as we found it and without an inch of plastic extra here, and maybe we can even clean it better than it was before.
Excellent. We certainly hope all of you do your part. And then, of course, there's the race experience, a full mock-up of a Volvo Ocean 65.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can actually go on the boat, you can grind, you can drive on the model, and you can even sleep in the bunks. And all the kids, some of the adults, squeeze their way into these cot bunks, and you can really experience what it's like. The thing doesn't bounce around and get you soaking wet and cold, but you still get a pretty good idea of what it's like.
Do they serve freeze-dried food?
There is a bit of freeze-dried food. In fact, I got some freeze-dried food off one of the teams a couple of days ago, and it's sitting next to my my bed just to remind me of. I haven't tried it yet. No. When I get really hungry and my wife's away for a few days, maybe I'll put the kettle on and
Late night munchies.
right.
Okay, so let's get back to business here. We've got 7 teams. Mapfre is currently in the lead. Their closest competition, Dongfang Race Team. Talk us through the strategy for these teams.
Well, for Dongfang Race Team, absolutely crucial leg coming up. Double points, as we said, and you get a bonus for winning. They were leading the last leg and had that, went from 2nd to 4th, and Mapfre leapfrogged them to take the overall lead standings. The pressure is on. This is the big one where points will make a huge difference. But in reality, all Dongfang need to do is to finish 1 place ahead. That will, largely speaking, even the scores to within 1 point. So they just need to beat Mapfre. I tell you what is interesting, though, Tucker. If Team Brunel win this leg, they will get 15 points. If Dongfang finish 4th and Mapfre finish 5th, all 3 teams will be within 1 point of each other at the top of the leaderboard. That would be Mapfre, Dongfang Race Team, and Brunel. And Brunel have come 1st and 2nd in the last 2 legs. It is not by no means impossible for Brunel to win this leg and for Dongfang and Mapfre to come 4th and 5th. And then it is basically all tied up between 3 boats for the final 2 legs, Gothenburg and then The Hague, setting up for a thrilling finish.
Now, I got a chance to talk to Bowie Becking yesterday, and my question to him was, are you going to keep track of Axel Nobel just behind them in 4th? He said, no way, we're not even looking at him. We want the red boats. Do you think Bowie Becking can do it? It's finally his 8th Volvo Ocean Race?
Well, he's got an amazing opportunity this time around, and I talked to Napo, their rigger, this morning, and he said it's words to live by there. Bowie Becking said, we're not looking back, we are looking forwards at the red boats, and we've got a real chance of equalising the score here.
And it's going to be exciting to watch. Talk about the fan experience, not only here live at the stopovers, but online, and the app and the tracker, how people can follow the Volvo Ocean Race.
Well, I'd say if you have anything of an addictive personality, do not open the tracker and do not check it, because once you start, you cannot stop, and it is very much the Pringles of sailing races, because I can tell you, I check it many, many times, and it's great. I highly recommend it. You can also see the raw section where the info from the boats comes live into the raw section. You see photos and videos. There's so much content comes off the boats, and it's great to hear from all of you fans watching where you're watching from and how much you enjoy that slightly addictive nature of the tracker.
So if you are watching all around the world, we'd like to invite you online. First of all, thank you for watching. If you're here at Sail Newport, you're going to watch the fleet live today, then go home and get addicted to the app, get addicted to the tracker. Start watching what goes on. It is pretty exciting to see. Now, speaking of excitement, we have all of the teams now piling in. Andy, we can see them filling in. We've got Mapfre and Vestas 11th Hour Racing. We're going to hear from the skippers of every single one. But before we do, Andy, final thoughts, your picks. 1, 2, 3 in a Volvo Ocean Race. Is it too hard to tell?
Oh, I couldn't possibly give that at this stage. I tell you what I want. I want it to be as close as possible right to the finish. They've got an extra point for the transatlantic leg. They've got an overall elapsed time bonus point as well. I just want Mapfre, Dongfang and Brunel to have a brutal battle for the last 3 legs, because it makes our job a lot easier and it makes it all the more exciting for all the fans. Tucker.
All right, Andy Green, television host for the restart coming up. You go to work today at 2 p.m. local time. Thanks very much, Andy, and good luck. Now, we're going to hear from the skippers of each team. I've told Charlie Enright is up first. Well, of course he is. The hometown team here in Newport and here in Rhode Island. Charlie, first of all, great to see you. And most importantly, who have we got here?
This is my son Thomas. He's 2.5 and a little bit more interested in the real life wisdom over there than he is dad leaving today.
Oh, hi. How are you? Okay.
Not happening.
Well, that actually brings up a very good first question. How difficult is it for you and your team to leave friends and family?
It's difficult. I mean, it's been an unbelievable stopover for us, just with all the support. I mean, it's been truly astounding. It seems like the only thing that hasn't cooperated is the weather. But, having said that, it's been pretty hectic. We might get a better night's sleep tonight than we have during the duration of this entire stopover. So that's just kind of how it goes. Having said that, it's going to be a pretty complex weather situation getting out of here, so we got to be on our toes and working hard.
Now, this has been, to be fair, a very challenging Volvo Ocean race for you and your team. Second time you've done the event. Some massive highs, some massive lows. How do you manage to keep it all balanced?
Well, in a lot of ways, we dealt with that situation when we picked the team in August. You know, we got a great team. It's tough to change people. Certainly the extremes have brought our team closer together. And, you know, we're proud, certainly, of what we have been able to accomplish. And we look to, you know, continue our upward trajectory between now and the end of the race.
And finally, Charlie, I know you're excited to get out on the water. Everyone here is excited to see you. What do you have to say to the fans here in Newport, Rhode Island, your hometown fans, and also all across the United States cheering you on?
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, the support goes a long way when we're on the boat, you know, looking for a little extra in some of the hardest conditions on the world. So we're very appreciative. Keep it coming, and hopefully we do you proud.
Good luck, Charlie. We'll be watching. Okay, Sylvestis 11th Hour Racing, and you can hear the crowds. Give them a round of applause, folks. Charlie Enright and crew. Next up is Simeon Tienpont from AkzoNobel. Simeon, how are you?
I'm good, especially after this week here in Newport and received so much enthusiasm and energy.
What's been the best part of this stopover here in Newport for you?
I think because everyone is so into it, and I mean the whole town is built around sailing and the industry, so yeah, it's a treat to be here.
And when you come to a town like this with everybody so excited about the Volvo Ocean Race, they all know who you are. You can't walk down the street without people stopping you, but today you leave. Does it get any easier to leave the dock in these stopovers to say goodbye to friends and family? How hard is that every time?
At the end of the day, it's about what we do on the water, right? So after a few days on shore, as good as it is, you get that feeling that you want to get out there. And I think especially in our position, yeah, we're itchy to get a good result for the next leg. So yeah, we're pretty happy after the good care Newport took care of us, and especially as a Dutch team, you know, we're getting closer to the finish. So it's pretty exciting.
Speaking of a Dutch team, there's another Dutch team in your way between you and possibly a podium finish. Speaking, of course, of Team Brunel. So will you focus on them in this next race or sail your own? How do you try to get up onto the podium here in this regatta?
Yeah, no, I think at the moment, you know, you have to sail your own race. I mean, the fleet is so unbelievable strong. I mean, if you focus only on one of the competition, you know, you might put yourself in a position where you miss the rest. So, for sure, we have to sail our own race and focus on the strength, on our own strength, and see if we can make an advantage out of that.
Well, Simeon Tienpont and Team AkzoNobel, good luck in this next leg 9 of the Volvo Ocean Race.
Thank you so much, Tucker.
All right, well, now we're going to hear from my good friend, Dee Kafari. I love Dee, ever the crowd pleaser. And Dee, hello, good to see you again. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Newport.
I asked Simeon the same thing. Does it get any easier to leave, or is it difficult? Do you get nervous and jittery when it's time to untie the dock lines for the last time?
I think it's nervous excitement. It's adrenaline. It's what we're all here to do. We love what we're about to do. I love it out on the sea, and I love communicating the story, but it's obviously nice to be ashore, and we've had some really good hospitality in Newport.
Now, you have a relatively new team here in the Volvo Ocean Race. 5 men, 5 women. Some of them had never done this event before. You've pulled them all together over more than 40,000 miles now and 8 months of sailing. How have you seen this group grow as individuals and as a team?
Well, they're definitely not the same group of sailors I left Alicante with in October. They've grown as people, grown as sailors, grown in confidence, and we're showing that more and more in the legs. We just need to show it on the finish line now as well. And
then finally, you know, when this whole thing is over, how long does it take to sort of get back into normal life after such a massive rush that is the Volvo Ocean Race?
Well, the end is really coming upon us, and the circus leaves town, and it leaves with a big bang. And I've told my guys to start networking and start thinking of the future now. And I think you're going to see these guys sat in the row of skippers in the future. So I'm hoping great things for my crew come from the Volvo Ocean Race.
All right, good luck to you and your crew. Dee Kafari, turn the tide on plastic, ladies and gentlemen. Next, from Team Brunel, we have Bowie Becking. Bowie, good to see you.
Good morning, how are you?
Very good, and I know that you're probably really happy to get back out on the water and do what you do best. You're the most experienced helmsman in this entire regatta now in your 8th Volvo Ocean Race, and your trajectory has been up, up, up. You finished at first and a second in the last couple legs. What does experience tell you as this race comes to a close? Is there extra gas in the tank? Where are the opportunities for your team?
Well, I think we started quite late, so our learning curve is, I think, probably still the steepest. But let's just go back first to the beginning. We had an excellent time here in Newport. I rather would have stayed another week because now the weather is going to turn. So we know how nice it can be when the sun is out.
Now, yesterday I asked you if you were going to focus on Axel Nobel behind you. You said no. You're looking at the two red boats in front of you. Of course, Dongfang race team and Map Frey. How are you going to pass those two boats? Are you going to do some aggressive, strategy and navigation-wise? Maybe even here at the restart. What are you going to do to beat those two teams?
Well, just trying to sail smarter than them. It looks like a really, really tricky leg. There will be lots of opportunities, and there might be some big gains, and there might be some huge losses as well. It looks to be one of the most trickiest legs we've done in, actually in the Volvo Ocean Race going to Europe.
And I want to leave with one final question. It's a bit of an obvious one. You're now in your 8th Volvo Ocean Race. You're on the podium. What would it mean to you personally if you win this Volvo Ocean Race?
Well, I think it's like a Wednesday night regatta. You're going out for winning, so this one will be a nice one, of course, to win as well.
Well, good luck to you and your crew, Team Brunel. Bow backing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Next, from Hong Kong, Sung Hung Kai, Scallywag, and David Witt. David, how are you?
Very good to be here in Newport. I don't want to leave.
Fun times?
The best so far, for sure. Well, maybe not as good as Hong Kong, but very close.
Now, let me ask you this. Some people may have overlooked you guys in the beginning, but then you finished second coming into Auckland. You won coming into your hometown, home port for your team in Hong Kong. So do you think that you've exceeded your own expectations, or are we going to see more from the Scallywag?
Oh, I think we're learning to sail a boat a lot better, and obviously we had a bit of a tragedy which has set us back on the scoreboard and personally, but we're ready to get back to where we were before all that happened, and hopefully double points we can go back to where we were.
For those that haven't done the Volvo Ocean Race, and to be fair, much of your crew hasn't as well, what would you tell people it's like? I mean, we see the video, we read the reports, but you really can't get a sense unless you've done it, and now you're in the middle of this thing. Is it crazy? Is it exciting? Is it scary? How would you summarize it?
Oh, I think it's all of those things, but I think the most obvious thing that people don't realise watching the TV is how mentally tough it is. I mean, it's, the emotions, especially with us this race, but the highs and lows are some of the biggest highs and obviously the biggest low I've ever had in my life. So mentally dealing with it is certainly harder than everything else. And at 47, I can tell you my body is screaming and can't wait to finish this thing. So that's how tough the mind's got to be.
Well, speaking of your tough mind, I want to ask you that. How tough is it to stay level, stay focused, particularly with cameras on you 24/7?
Well, clearly I struggle with it if you've been following the race. I'm too brutally honest and not politically correct, but I'm 47, so it's too late for me to change.
I like to use the word entertaining. David Witt, good luck to you and your crew. And Sung Hung Kai, Scallywag. Ever a crowd pleaser as well, and of course, very entertaining. Here we go. I can see Charles Quadrelle next. Dongfang Race Team. Charles, good morning. How are you?
Good. Very good. Thank you.
You have only 3 legs left in this Volvo Ocean Race. You're currently sitting in second place, only 3 points out of first. As this regatta draws to a close, what will your team do differently to try and win the Volvo Ocean Race? Will you be more aggressive? What can we expect from Dongfang Race Team?
We just need to do a better finish because we were in very good position until the last hours of the leg here. So, no, I think it's not only 3 legs, it's 3 legs, it's a lot. It's a lot of points, and we can't really... the only thing we know is we have to be ahead of Map Frey and keep Brunel away of us. So we have no choice. We have to do a good leg because these guys are always in the lead. So yes, we need to be aggressive, and I don't think we need to calculate too much. We just need to do the best we can and try to optimize our finish, which has not been very good the last leg.
But your team, very talented. All the teams here, of course, are very talented. What would you say are Dongfang Race Team's best strengths and perhaps some of the weaknesses?
Well, I don't know. It's difficult. I think what's strongest, we have a fantastic team around us, super team. I think we always speak about the sailing team, but it's not only about the sailing team. It's everybody around you, and I think that's where we are strong, and we are all in very good shape. Nobody's injury, so probably one of the boats where the crew is in the best shape. So I think that's probably when it's going to pay is at the end of the race when everybody is exhausted. Maybe we are a little bit less than some of the other team because we had a very fantastic support team around us, and to win the Volvo, that's what you need.
And everybody hears about the Southern Ocean in the Volvo Ocean Race, but you guys are about to head into the North Atlantic, some of the toughest waters that you could see in this regatta. Where are the opportunities? What do you expect on this next leg?
It's very tricky. We have some choice to do, and a very early choice, so you could see a big split in the fleet. I think it will be a key decision of the leg, and after that we will have a strong win. And compared to the Southern Ocean, where you have sometimes to manage and think that you are not in very safe area because nobody can rescue it. In the Atlantic, it's only 8 days or so. We are going to push, and the danger is to push too much. But I think we have no choice. We will have to push 100%. And it's going to be very interesting to follow, I'm sure, from the shore, because we are going to go fast.
I love it. I can't wait to see it. Good luck to you and your team. Charles Cordelier, Dongfeng race team. You heard it. He's going to push. He's going to push hard. And he just shook this man's hand. Xavi Fernandez, Mapfre from Spain. You have a few fans here. How does it feel to have the support of everybody behind you in the Volvo Ocean Race?
Well, it feels good, and it's it's good to have so much support in Spain, of course, but everywhere we go, I see how the people is following Mapfre, so very happy.
And thoughts on your time and your cruise time here in Newport, Rhode Island?
Well, it's been short for sure. We've been here just 2 weeks, and we'll be very happy to be one more week.
You're in the lead of this regatta. Has it entered your mind that you could be poised to win? Does that excite you? Does that scare you?
Well, it doesn't scare us, and of course, exciting, and we are in a good position, which means we're doing the things well. But still plenty to go. We are fully aware that next leg is very important, and we will go just to have a good leg now.
Now, we know that all of the teams here, well, all of the teams are competitive. All the teams are capable of winning legs. So no lead is big enough. And it's been so far a very exciting Volvo Ocean Race to follow. So strategically, how will you handle the rest of the fleet, particularly Dongfeng race team close behind you? Will you be more aggressive? Will you be more conservative covering them, or go for broke and just sail your own race? How do you approach it?
Well, it's hard to know. Of course, we have to keep an eye on them very closely. But, with decisions to be taken pretty soon early in the leg, and you have to decide and do your own way. Of course, keeping an eye, but hopefully we can sail our own race and be ahead of them.
What would you say is Mapfre's biggest strength?
Biggest what?
Strength.
I think, the team itself, the crew, well, the whole team and the crew in particular, which I think we're doing, we've got a good team, they're doing a good job, and everyone is very highly motivated for this leg.
Well, we're highly motivated to watch you. Your team is fantastic. You're currently leading the Volvo Ocean Race. Good luck in the rest of this regatta. And on leg 9, Xavi Fernandez. And there you go. You hear it. You hear the crowd. Everybody's ready for this restart. Leg 9 begins today at 2 p.m.
Okay, I'm down on the dock here. We are in, the Sailor's Terrace. Everyone getting ready. I'm here with the beautiful people. We'll start with Martine Grail, gold medalist in Rio at your first attempt, but this, your first attempt at a transatlantic race. How are the emotions inside?
Well, since I got the right gear packed on my bag, I feel ready.
You got some warm clothes?
Yeah, definitely some warm clothes. I think we're expecting a bit of cold. But then I heard that the summer in UK is beautiful. The weather is beautiful, so I'm hoping we get there before it gets bad.
Excellent. And what's the feeling within the team? You've been moving on the up. You didn't have such a good import race, but for the last 4 legs, you've been on the podium. So another podium place, or is it planning to win?
A lot of tension on the team for sure. But I think we, personally, I just think we gotta enjoy and do our best, because there's not much else to do, right? You just need to do your best.
Very good. Well, with that, I can't really add much to that. You just got to do your best. Thanks so much to Martine Grail, gold medalist from the Rio Olympic Games at her first go, and now a stalwart member of Team Axo Nobel. Now we go to Nick Dana. Nick, your hometown. You've had all of your family. No gold medal for this one, but hey, you're a gold medal in a Newporter's hearts. Tell us how the stopover's been for you.
Despite the weather, it's been an incredible stopover. Everybody's been amazing, and we didn't think that there'd be many out when we first came in, and I think 30 miles out we started seeing the first boats, and we knew from there it was going to be an amazing stopover.
Well, just tell us about that. You had a super fan, and you weren't even at Cuddy Hung yet. You were still on the watch system. Is that right?
Absolutely. We had one super fan make it all the way out there, and to be honest, I actually haven't seen him since I've been back, so I hope he's not still out there.
Well, a long-time supporter, Angus Davis of Vestas 11th Hour Racing, Charlie and the team. And now the atmosphere at the shipyard, that's your home base, family-owned and HQ.
Yeah, the energy at HQ right now is pretty big. I think they got a bunch of scissor lifts out front and everybody up in those to try and watch the start. And everybody's really excited about today, but sad to see the race go, I'm sure.
And final question, just tell us honestly, a bit of nerves, a bit of sadness leaving, a bit of tension, safety?
You know, a lot of feelings leaving here. Don't want to leave, but also want to get going on this leg because it's a double points leg, and we feel that we can get back in this race and get the points we deserve. And we feel that, you know, in an 8-day leg, we have a good chance to do a lot of damage on the leaderboard. So I think that's what we're going to go for.
Right, you can be real spoilers on this leaderboard with the battle between the red boats and an opportunity for Brunel to do good work.
Yeah, we're hunting the podium and might do some giant killing in the process, but it's going to be an interesting leg looking at the weather. A lot of variables and, you know, all sorts of conditions. So the boys are fired up and the boat's ready.
Well, give us the latest. What has Anderson Reggio, also a local Newporter, given you a summary? Don't give too many of the secrets away, but what are we going to look forward to when we're addicted to the tracker?
Well, I think you'll see some fast stuff, a little bit of transitioning in the beginning, but then you'll start to see some fast stuff in the middle, 30-plus reaching conditions. So the wet and wild North Atlantic as we know it, and then right at the end, you know, a bit of upwind and you know, kind of that usual foggy, cold atmosphere out there.
Excellent. Okay, well, I think we've got Tucker, who is starting at the Sailors Parade. It certainly sounds like he's got a few things to talk about, and we'll go over there.
And them on this special day.
We've got a lot in store for you. The Sailors Parade, lots of unique things. And of course, the teams themselves you're going to meet and see here on the parade, all 7 crews as they get ready to start. We begin with horses from Newport Polo. It's the home of the Westchester Polo Club, America's first polo club. Established in 1876 and founding member of the United States Polo Association, offering public exhibition matches and polo club member services for grass and arena polo and polo instruction year-round. Give them a round of applause.
Quite a spectacle to see horses walking through Newport Race Village. I'm sure that's a first. Next up, we have the Newport Artillery Company. Let's give them a cheer. The Newport Artillery Company was chartered in 1741 by the Rhode Island General Assembly during the reign of King George II of Great Britain. It's the oldest military unit in the United States, operating under its original charter, and the company maintains a museum in its historic armory.
Next, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Narragansett Tribe. This is the Harris Family Dance Troupe of the Narragansett Tribal Nation. The Harris family are performers and championship dancers with credits of dancing around the world. It's Thon and Elena Harris, who live together with 7 children. Let's hear it once again, folks, for the Narragansett Tribe.
And to kick things off and get it all nice and festive, we have the Dixie Band, a 3-piece band consisting of a trombone, trumpet, and a marching drum. Feel free to dance along, why not?
Gemma, I know you're from Great Britain, but are you starting to feel a little American with all this going on?
It's hard not to.
Here comes my favorite part, Gemma. My favorite part of the whole stopover. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Wisdom, the Albatross, our Volvo Ocean Race mascot. Hello, Wisdom. All right. He's entertaining kids and fans alike all around the world. At every stopover, Wisdom's here to help promote the importance of keeping our oceans clean.
Okay, do we want to meet the teams? Do we want to meet the teams?
Oh, here they come, folks. folks. First, please welcome Turn the Tide on Plastic. Dee Kafari, Martin Stromberg, Liz Wardley, Brian Thompson, Bernardo Freitas, Bledden Mon, Lucas Chapman, Annalise Murphy, Bianca Cook, Elodie Matro, and Martin Calazzore.
Turn the Tide on Plastic is a youth-focused team, and they're a team with a mission. They're here to amplify the United Nations Environment's Clean Seas Turn the Tide on Plastic campaign by raising awareness of the issues our oceans face, and they're doing a fantastic job.
And their guest on board, Newport's own Ken Reed, the president of North Sails. Next, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sung Hung Kai Scallywag. Sailing aboard are Alex Goff and Amika Best, Ben Piggott, David Witt, Luke Parkinson, Antonio Fontes, Libby Greenhalgh, Pete Cumming, Tristan Seal, and the OBR reporter, Richard Edwards.
Representing Hong Kong, this band of scallywags, a term of endearment used by pirates, have a goal to promote sailing in Asia whilst building a long-lasting youth sailing legacy, and they have already put in an amazing, inspiring performance.
Next, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a dramatic pause, and fittingly so.
Drum roll, please.
This team needs no introduction here in Rhode Island. It's the local hometown team. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Festus 11th Hour Racing! Sailing aboard on Leg 9. Please welcome Charlie Enright, Simon Fisher, Mark Towell, Newport's Nick Dana, Phil Harmer, Tom Johnson, Tony Mutter, Stacy Jackson, Yenna Mae Hansen, and the onboard reporter today, James Blake.
This team share two goals: to do well on the water, of course, and also to promote a sustainable message across the world, working with 11th Hour Racing to implement real change on marine health, a very worthy mission.
Next, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Denmark, from the Netherlands. Let's try that again. From the Netherlands, folks, the Dutch team of Axo Nobel! The skipper, Simeon Tienpan, is joined by Jules Salter, Chris Nicholson, Luke Malloy, Justin Ferris, Nikolai Seerstedt, Brad Ferrand, Martine Grail, Emily Nagel, and the onboard reporter, Conrad Frost.
Team Axo Nobel is a brand new Dutch ocean racing team, and they're carrying on the legacy of Dutch entries in the Volvo Ocean Race. Give them a big cheer. Team Axo Nobel.
Let them hear you, folks. There we go. We gotta wake this crowd up, Gemma. All right, ladies and gentlemen, into the business end of the Volvo Ocean Race. Please welcome from the Netherlands, Team Brunel! Led by skipper Bowie Becking. He's joined by Andrew Cape, Carlo Huisman, Louis Baclan, Peter Burling, Kyle Langford, Alberto Balzan, Nina Curtis, and Abby Eller. The onboard reporter is Sam Greenfield.
This team really does have some very impressive credentials, made up of Olympic gold medalists, Volvo Ocean Race legends, and America's Cup winners. The team is led by Volvo Ocean Race veteran Bowie Becking, now racing in his 8th edition of the race. He just can't get enough, keeps coming back.
We won't tell his age. We'll say he's the most experienced helmsman in the Volvo Ocean Race, that's for sure. All eyes to the north. In second place overall in the 2017-2018 Volvo Ocean Race, representing China, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dongfang Race Team! Big cheers, let them hear you, they're on their way out in the ocean. Dongfang is skippered by Charles Quadrelier. He's joined by Pascal Bittiguri, Daryl Whistling, Carolyn Brower, Jackson Boutel, Kevin Escoffier, Stu Benetine, Chen Jinhao, and Marie Ryu, the onboard reporter, Jeremy Licoudet.
This team are back for their second shot at the Volvo Ocean Race title. Having won hearts and minds worldwide in 2014 to 2015, with their open approach to storytelling, Dongfang Race Team are looking to go one better and win the Volvo Ocean Race for the first time in China's history.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, from Spain, please welcome the team currently in the lead of the Volvo Ocean Race, Mapfre! Skipper, Xavi Fernandez. He's joined by Juan Villa, Pablo Arate, Rob Greenhow, Blair Tuke, Willie Altadil, Tamara Etchogin, Sophie Cizik, and Antonio Cuervas Mons, the onboard reporter, Hugo Fanella.
Let them hear you, folks.
Mapfre!
They are currently leading the overall Volvo Ocean Race leaderboard, and this team are a very formidable force. The Spanish team have a clear goal to win the Volvo Ocean Race for the first time in Spain's history. Give them a final cheer, it's Mapfre! Ladies and gentlemen, we will now head to the stage for the official mayoral handover and blessing of the fleet. Meet us there.
Newport loves me. I don't know why.
Who do I hand it back to?
Cizek right here.
Good luck.
I'm here on the dock with Sophie Cizek, one of the fan favourites. It seems like you've got supporters everywhere.
I know, it's awesome. Yeah, I don't even know why. I'm not from Newport, but it's really nice and a great way to start a leg.
Okay, wonderful. Very quick one with Sophie, because we're going to hear the national anthem and the blessing of the fleet. Good luck, sail safe.
A 14-year-old Newporter, and she sent the fleet off at the last stopover here in Newport, Rhode Island. She's graced many stages and is a fellow sailor, and she couldn't be more proud and honored to be with us to sing today. Please welcome Scarlett Keen Cano.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Wow, I don't know about you, but I have got goosebumps. That was incredible. Okay, now it is time for the mayoral handover. And for that, we would like to introduce to the stage the Mayor of Newport, the Honourable Harry Winthrop, and the Lord Mayor of Cardiff, Councillor Bob Derbyshire. Give them a hand. And I believe the Lord Mayor of Cardiff would like to say a few words.
Thank you. Just to say, it's been a pleasure to be here. It's been a lovely welcome that we've all had from Cardiff to here. Pity about the weather, but we've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been lovely, and I'm certainly hoping to come back one day. And what I would say to you just briefly is that please come to Cardiff. Cardiff is a wonderful city. You'll have a thoroughly great time, and I'm sure that you'll all absolutely want to come back to Cardiff again. It's a lovely place to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. This is a tradition. In each stopover, the mayors will now exchange the flag of the United States of America and Wales as a symbolic handover of the race from one stopover to the next. And now they'll pause for the official photo moment. Thank you, Lord Mayor.
There we go. Let's have a round of applause. Thank you, gentlemen. And now it's time for the blessing of the fleet. And for that, I would like to introduce to you all Reverend Dr. Jackie Kirby.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Let us pray. O God, creator of all things true and beautiful, we give you thanks for the commitment, camaraderie, and professionalism of the men and women who have devoted themselves to this year's Volvo Ocean Race. We give thanks for the family, friends, and strangers who have supported them over the first 8 legs of their journey. We are here today to pause for a moment to ask your blessing for the final 3 legs of this competition. We humbly ask your blessing on the 7 teams of 2018. Vestas, Team Aksonobo, Team Brunel, Team Sun Hung Kai Scallywag, Mapfre, Turn the Tide on Plastic, and the Dongfeng Race Team. Shield them from every danger at sea and ashore. Abide with them in weather foul and fair. Grant them a spirit of adventure, fairness in competition, courtesy and compassion in their behavior, and the gift of wonder and joy in the wind that powers their sails. These prayers we ask through your grace and mercy. And now, may our loving God bless you and keep you wherever you go. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God grant you fair winds, following seas, and safe sailing for the remainder of your journey and all the days of your lives. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Let's have a round of applause. And now it's time for us all to move down to the dock to bid our final farewells to the teams as they start the next leg of the Volvo Ocean Race. Join us.
Well, I'm here with Sally Barkow, my co-commentator, keeps me sane in our little container. Talk to us, how do you feel, the atmosphere? You've raced before.
Yeah, it's really special here. I think the U.S. brings its own kind of quality to the stopover, and you'd get, the national anthem, the blessing, all the teams on the dock. The fog is it's kind of like a misty feeling, but everybody's getting fired up to get on the water.
Yeah, that Star Spangled Banner definitely gives everyone the feels.
Yeah, it feels like a baseball game. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it really gets everybody in the mood. Take a moment, really think about what we're doing.
Okay, well, I wonder if I can talk to Daryl here for a moment. Daryl, we got you for a second. You good? Okay, Daryl Wislang on the Dongfeng race team. When you got kids, all the harder to leave.
Yeah, for sure. It's always a difficult time leaving the family, and especially today, it's my birthday, so don't get to spend don't get to go out for a nice dinner, but get to go on an ocean cruise instead.
Well, has Pearl said happy birthday to you yet? Do you want to say happy birthday to your daddy, nice and loud?
Happy birthday.
Oh, very sweet. And presumably winning's on your mind as well as emotions of leaving.
Yeah, for sure. This needs to be a good league for us, and I'll take this over any birthday present.
Yeah, great. Good luck and sail safe, mate. Okay, wonderful. Well, we've got all sorts of people on the dock here. Maybe we'll just get a quick word with Caroline Brewer. Caroline, winning on your mind, but also emotion leaving the family, right?
Yeah, always. It's always to leave hard to leave the family behind, but it makes us sail faster to the next port to see them again. So that's what I focus on. But it's great to have them around. They sort of, when I see my son on the dock, I sort of helps me switch off, and stop thinking about boats and sails and sailing, and just focus on him and step into his little world for a while, and then. Yeah, I come back refreshed and batteries are recharged and ready for the next leg. So that's how I feel now. So.
Well, that is the best answer I've heard, and a tough double points leg. It's big for you guys.
It's huge. It could be the race decider this next leg, and it's going to be even tougher because we've been looking at the weather this morning and yesterday, and some of the decisions we're going to have to take are going to be very crucial. For the leg, so yeah, we're going to have to stick together, focus, keep concentrating. All the boats, all the crews are showing signs of fatigue. Getting towards the end of the race. But I think as Dongfeng team, we're prepared for this. We worked really hard for this point of the race to get to this far in the race. So we just got to keep pushing really hard like we've been doing, and yeah, looking forward to a good result in Cardiff.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Caroline. Sail safe. Okay, we're just going to move out of the way right here. We've got all the dignitaries right here. They are shaking hands. We've got Janet Coyne, head of DEM. They basically own Fort Adams. It's a state park owned by the people, but they manage and run it, and it's their hard work that has allowed this site to be used for this amazing event. We're just going to follow the dignitaries for a little while. We've got Brad Reed up there as well. He has been instrumental in getting this race here to Newport. And these are those formal moments that everyone enjoys, handshaking of the teams, and I'm just following right behind them now. We've got a few Seb's just getting ahead of the gang.
Here we have next.
Everyone lined up formally for their handshakes. Very good. Here on Axo Nobel now, Richard Brecius, and the Mayor of Cardiff in resplendent gold mayoral outfit. Great to see him here, and the ceremonial handoff of the flags. Let's go over to Tucker.
I would love to know what's going through their heads right now, not only emotionally, as you say, saying goodbye to friends, family and colleagues, but also looking ahead to the challenges that they're going to face in this next leg. So it's kind of a balancing act for them, but we'll hear about that very shortly.
It's a mix of apprehension and also excitement for this next leg.
Let's not forget also that this is the last double point scoring leg of the race. They really are going to want to put in their very best performance and make up as much points as they possibly can.
So the Dignitaries have said goodbye to each fleet. They're now at Vestas 11th Hour Racing, working down the dock. And coming up, Gemma's going to have a few words from special crew members aboard each team.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
I'd like to take this moment to just say a huge thank you to our Newport Race Village volunteers. 600 of them have turned out to support this event and they have done a fantastic job. That's it, let's give them a round of applause. If you want to know who they are, they're in the orange hats. So if you want to say a thank you, you know where to find them. Avid race fans themselves and a valued asset to the team.
What's that?
So coming up soon, Gemma's going to ask a team member from each boat a few questions, then we'll play the team song, followed by the official cannon. Hold your ears, folks.
I love the fact that we have a foggy morning. It reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just so fitting.
Is there a reason you say that next to Scallywag, or is that total coincidence?
No, I think it was subliminal.
A bit of an ominous morning before sending off the fleet.
Absolutely, the perfect atmosphere.
Okay, Seb. Kenny and Brad.
Yeah, we wait here, do we? Right.
Okay, a little bit like telling the racers to start their engines. Ladies and gentlemen, the crews will now board their
Trouble,
boats.
the brothers, Kenny Reed and Brad Reed. First off, Kenny, you're going out on Turn the Tide on Plastic, where you're going to be doing some commentating. Rumour is that you're taking your boots, you're going to carry on, you're going to reboot the campaign.
You have bad information, Andy. Listen, we're still waiting to find out if this fog lifts a little bit. They're going to have to decide whether they even allow jumpers. So I'll be talking to you today, no matter what. From someplace, I'll be talking to you.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to disappoint all your fans. And to Brad, your brother, are you going to be the one pushing him off the boat?
We paid Dee a lot of money to take him with her.
Amazing job for the stopover, very briefly. Well done.
Yeah, I'm really proud of Southeastern New England. I've never seen so many foul weather jackets around here. It's amazing how the turnout, even in iffy weather.
Great, thanks very much. These two back to Tucker and Gemma.
Katapatamish Katantuat, Wunchi Wami, Nawamani Tonk Ka Natonksawag. O Creator, we come unto you today with our quiet and grateful hearts. Creator, we give great thanksgiving for all of our beloved relations, and we ask that you watch over and protect these sailors as they make the journey. We ask that the waters be calm and that they are protected by spirit. Ninaj.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Yahweh,
na mena kaya na pitao na manya heo. We ha he a he a ho he a ha Yahweh a he a ho he a ye a yo. We ha he a ho he a ha Yahweh a he a ho he a ye a yo. Nina wana ha can sit na mena kaya na pitao na manya heo.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, the Narragansett Tribe. Okay, Gemma, you're up. Gemma Kerr is going to make her way down the dock and meet representatives from each of the teams for a few final words before the send-off.
Yeah, they said for sure no jumper, so just go on the TV with.
Fill you up?
Sorry.
Same way.
Oh, by the way. Oh.
Yeah.
Just waiting for them.
I'm going to introduce you.
Ladies and gentlemen, first we have Turn the Tide on Plastic.
Let's give them a cheer, ladies and gentlemen. Let them hear you. There we go. Okay, I'm here with Bianca Cook. Now, my first question, you all must go through such a myriad of emotions. I mean, you're here on the dock with all the festivities, all the fans and all the support, and then you head out onto the race course and it's game on. How do you get your head into that mode after being here for so long?
To be honest, it's been fantastic being here in Newport. Everyone's been really, really welcoming. It's been great. To be honest, the best thing for us is we get our head into it before we leave. It's very hard to say goodbye to our families and friends before we leave, but it's been fantastic being here in Newport.
All right, do you hear that? It's been a fantastic stop. And you are one of the youngest teams on the fleet, but you've held your own amongst them all. What sort of challenges do you think you're going to face in the first initial stages of this next leg?
I think as a team, we know that we can get out there and we can be amongst the other guys, so we just need to keep it clean and sail fast, and hopefully we'll have a good performance going into Cardiff.
All right, well, we all wish you all the very best. Have a good one out there. Let's hear it for them. Turn the tide on plastic!
Dock lines are off. The boat is officially leaving the dock. Once again, let them hear you loudly, folks. Turn the tide on plastic! There they go, folks. One more cheer. Turn the tide on plastic.
Thank you for joining us for a chat.
Okay, I'm here with Pete Cumming, and we're going to have a quick chat before you head off. Now, this last leg was the first for you sailing with Sun Hung Kai Scallywag. Give us a little insight to life on board. I mean, they're not called the Scallywags for nothing.
Oh, it's been great fun. It's a really great bunch of guys and girls. We've had a really, my first leg, so I was pretty nervous coming into the team, but been really well looked after. We've had good fun, and they're great. They tackle everything with a smile and a joke. So, yeah, but we're going to be pushing hard on this leg for sure to get higher up the podium.
And just give us a little insight into what it feels on this day, the leg start day. You've got all the emotions of your goodbyes and then also the tension of looking forward to what's to come.
Yeah, no, we've had a fantastic time in Newport. Obviously, everything's hyped up on leaving day, so the nerves are jangling a little bit. But we'll just get out there, pull the sails up, and get into racing. And especially for a couple of us heading home to the UK, so really excited to see friends and family back home. So yeah, we'll be pushing hard to get there as quick as possible.
All right, well, to help you push hard, let's give them a big cheer. Sun Hung Kai Scallywag!
The dock lines are off, folks. The last time to say goodbye from Hong Kong. Team Sun Hung Kai Scallywag!
Okay, we've got a really quick moment here with Anderson Reggio, the navigator on shore for Vestas 11th Hour Racing. What's the weather to be expected next couple of days?
Oh, they're going to have this pretty white background for the first 12 hours. A lot of fog for everybody here on the start, but it'll be a nice southwesterly breeze out of here. Really good.
Okay, the boat's about to leave. We'll rejoin Tucker for the woohoo.
Firstly, how have you found it here at your home stopover? Has Newport done you proud?
Very much so. It's been an amazing stopover. I'm glad everybody turned out with this weather, and hopefully we have a nice fast exit out of here.
And how does this leg start compare to others? This must be especially unique to you, being here, leaving your home stopover.
It is. It's a bit bittersweet right now, but the team's very fired up to get back out there. It's a double points leg, so we want to hunt down the leaderboard and get up on the podium again.
Sounds good. Now, I'm sure you've said your goodbyes to friends and family, but is there anything you'd like to say, a few parting words to your fans here that are ready to see you off?
I'd probably say to a few of them, probably don't follow us out as far as you did last time. It might be a tough one getting back. But thank you to everybody. We had a blast while we were in town, and look forward to coming back with the race someday.
Thank you very much. All the best. Good wins. Fair sailing.
There you have it, folks, the home team, Vestas 11th Hour Racing! One more time, folks, the team leaving the dock. Next stop, Cardiff, Wales, 3,300 miles away. Once again, Vestas 11th Hour Racing.
Sally Barkow here. Sally, we've got next up Team Axo Nobel. They finished on the podium the last 4 legs. Possible winners, spoilers?
Yeah, they could actually put this leg together and move right up into the ranks, in the top 3 of this group. And we've seen their performance be quite high, and they just need to keep it there. And I think these other guys to the other side of them are going to be pushing really hard. So they're going to have a bit on, but they're due for a good leg.
Excellent. Back to Tucker.
And I'm here with Nikolai Sjöstedt. Now, first of all, I love that story that when you were a young Optimist sailor, you made a pact with your parents that you would not race in the Volvo Ocean Race if they were to buy you a new boat for that season. This is your second Volvo Ocean Race, so I'm guessing that pact was worth breaking?
Yeah, and we have a new boat for this race again, so I think it was a fair deal that we did another Volvo Ocean Race as long as it's a new boat, so we can keep going that way about it.
And talking of family, you all on board seem like a very close-knit team. Just tell me what it feels like once you've left the dock and you've left the race village and it's just you guys out on the water. What is it like on board?
It's actually a lot more relaxed than on shore, surprisingly. We get into the routine, we just do our job, and we all, we know each other so well. We've been going for a long time now, and we've seen each other in ups and downs, so it's sort of a tight group of people, and we just do our thing and support each other, so it's actually more relaxed out there and easygoing than it in here.
It really doesn't look like that from the videos that I've been seeing, but I'll take your word for it. Anything you'd like to say to your fans that are here waiting to see you off?
Newport is always fantastic, and we want to, thank you guys for the support and refill of our batteries. It's always great to come a sailing city. You leave with more energy than you came, and that's all we can ask for before the final part of the race.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you in Cardiff.
Okay, folks, how about a big Newport send-off for Team AkzoNobel?
I was like Nick before the thunder.
Okay, I'm here on dockside with the Executive Director of Sail Newport and stopover guru here, Brad Reed. Just tell us, it takes a lot of people to put this together. Tell us about it.
I'm just very proud of our Sail Newport team, all the people that have helped us get to this point and watch these boats leave today. It's bittersweet. 800-ish volunteers. All of you guys who've been great, and working with the Volvo team has been tremendous. I was really happy to hear some of the comments from the Volvo trucks and construction equipment people. They love Newport. The town just came out in droves. I've never seen such a crowd out here on a rainy day.
Right, it's wonderful. And despite the fog, the event coming back to Newport, you'll be bidding, surely.
Oh, sure. I mean, we'll certainly talk to those guys. I think there's a lot to do between now and the next one, and we're looking forward to it.
Okay, wonderful. Back to you, Tucker.
Now, I have to say, I've noticed that you have a very strong contingent of fans here, a very vocal contingent of Team Brunel fans. So I'm just wondering, what does it feel like to sail away from this loud hubbub of festivity and then head out onto the open ocean?
Pretty hard, I have to say, and you've been a great fan crew, so thank you. And yes, it's hard, but I think it's almost like that mental switch of going from your shoreside to life on board.
And talking of life on board, the last leg threw so much at all of the teams. If it wasn't storms and squalls, it was sargassum seaweed. What is on your mind for this next leg, if you could pick one aspect that you've been focusing on?
KP described this leg as a mini race all in one. I mean, there's a lot going on with the weather system, so we're going to be challenged continually. And I think every forecast could bring a change in game plan. So I don't think there's going to be any rest for the wicked on this one.
It's going to be one to watch, that's for sure. And I imagine that you're going to be wanting to sail particularly fast home to Cardiff, am I right?
Yeah, that's right. My home country, and so it'd be great to sail back into the UK. It's a long time since the race has visited, and the added bonus is that my son will be on the dock, so looking forward to that.
I bet you are. Let's hear it one more time and have the best time out there. Enjoy.
Let them hear you, folks. Team Brunel!
The stars, friends are gonna try to
folks. There they go. Team Brunel!
I got a color TV so I can see the niggas play basketball. Him and juggle my checkbook.
Okay, I'm with race director Phil Lawrence. A difficult decision today to be made. A lot of fog. Tell us what the current situation is.
So the position at the moment is the fog is improving in the harbour, but it's incredibly thick at the harbour entrance. The long course, it takes them out to the harbour entrance and then back downwind into the harbour. So they'll probably be doing 20 knots there, and at the moment the visibility is so bad it would be too dangerous to let them do that. We're going to make a decision at 1:15. As it is at the moment, they'll be going straight out.
Okay, that's the latest from Phil. Let's get back to Gemma and Tucker.
And one of the toughest sailors in the sport. Quite a claim. And my question is, what is it about the Volvo Ocean Race that keeps you coming back year after year? It's such a challenging race.
It is, but without question, it is the best sailing in the world you can ever do. And this upcoming leg takes us across the North Atlantic where we can get some of the best sailing around. So really looking forward to it.
Fantastic. And a little question, which do you prefer, life at sea or life on shore?
Life on shore, for sure.
Really? And why? It's so tough.
Oh, there's so many benefits to life on shore. We don't need to go into those details now.
Okay. And finally, I do believe there might be a birthday on board.
Indeed. Fellow Kiwi Daryl Wislang.
Let's get him over here. Where is he? I think it's time that we all sing a little happy birthday. What do you reckon? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
I'll bet that's the first time you've had happy birthday sung to you by thousands and thousands of people. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Dong Fong Race Team!
Living it up in the city. Got trucks on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Hallelujah. Girl, send you hallelujah.
Okay, we're dockside with Bob Derbyshire. He is the Lord Mayor of Cardiff. And how are you looking forward to receiving the boats? They're just leaving now. Bit of emotion, I guess, even for you.
Absolutely. It's really exciting for us. We've never hosted the event before, and seeing these fantastic sailors coming over to Cardiff, people are going to have a real buzz about it, and we're expecting a really big crowd to come and cheer them on.
Okay, wonderful. Next stop, Cardiff. Tucker and Gemma.
Leader of the Volvo Ocean Race so far from Spain, it's Mapfre.
I just love jumping the gun, don't I? I am here with Blair Duke. Now, I do believe that your mum surprised you on the dock when you came in here, if you can remember that long ago now. So much has happened. Can you just tell us what role she's played in your impressive sailing career?
Well, it all starts with family, I guess. So, yeah, my parents and my brothers, you know, they were there at the start. So I was pretty lucky to grow up right by the water in New Zealand. So, yeah, that's where it all started.
And considering the obstacles you've already faced on this race, what potential challenges have you thought about for this next leg, and how have you best prepared for them?
Well, this next leg's everything, really. It's, you know, we've got ourselves in a great position to win the race, but now we've got to go out there and put it down and fight. And, yeah, we're leading the race, but we're under no illusions that this next leg's everything. So we're here and we're ready to go.
And I noticed there's a lot of Mapfre and Blair Tuke fans out there in the crowd today. Anything you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, just thank you very much for all the support. It's great. It's been a great stop over here for us in Newport with a lot of support. And, yeah, vamos Mapfre.
There we go. We wish you all the very best on your way to Cardiff.
Ladies and gentlemen, the current leaders of the Volvo Ocean Race, Mapfre!
What he said, vamos Mapfre, is like their thing. Go Mapfre. Okay. So next time.
Big send-off for the winning team. There they go, folks. One last time. Let them hear you. Mapfre! And that's it. There we go, Gemma. All 7 teams off the dock for the last time here in the United States with a warm Newport send-off. The official start of leg 9 begins today.
Well, boats have left the dock with quite an emotional send-off, and now our thoughts turn to the race and the 3 legs ahead. Simeon Team Pont and his Axo Nobel team looking for a strong finish. Can they get into the podium? Let's hear from the skipper himself.
Everything's possible, right? You know, and I think still in this moment of the race, it's a pretty big leg from Newport to Cardiff in the sense of, you know, it's a rough piece of water with a lot of tactical options. Where you can do really well, where you can break the boat, or you could really miss the opportunity. So, you know, probably in Cardiff is another story, but hopefully everything is still to be decided. So for us, you know, being now in a 4th place on the leaderboard and knowing that we can become first and we collected the same amount of points as the top 3 on the leaderboard from Melbourne on, you know, we just need to keep working hard as we've been doing, and a big thing is to keep everyone motivated, and that's I guess also my number 1 role is to keep everyone hungry till the end, and we're doing this for ourselves to make a great performance at the end, but especially as a team, and we need each other, and so everyone needs to work hard for the team to perform well and walk away from this and be proud of each other that you know we did it. And I think this is one of those moments that in 1.5 months time, when you sit on the couch, you know, and you think back and then realizing like I gave 98% in Newport, but I should have given 100, you know. And I mean, I don't want to have that feeling, and no one in the team wants to have that. And so at least that's a good point now, you know. Everyone is giving it all, the shore crew, the performance team, and the sailing crew. And to be really honest, I'm super excited.
Bauer Becking and his team Brunel have had an amazing string of results. A 2nd and a 1st in the last 2 offshore legs. They won the import race yesterday. Bauer has really got the bit between his teeth. Let's hear from him right now.
All right. Huh? Fantastic. We have to do a little movie. Can do it right now. What do you reckon?
I think it's a good time right now.
Alright, so you're pretty angry when we get to Newport, so
Yeah, it was of course the first initial reaction. Like, you're so close, you had a bloody good leg, and then the little bit of the disappointment that somebody just got a little puff, luck of the draw, and then I'm not very emotional to show anything, but there it was just, but that's just how it is. Well, I think momentum-wise, I think we're in a really good spot. A win in the second, and people know we were leading most of the way in the leg to Newport. But it's just that we know the next leg is hugely important. We have to beat Mafra, we have to beat Dongfeng to keep a chance on the overall win. So that's the first aim. Of course, the easiest is just to win, get the bonus points, and off you go. So it's an important leg. I think I'm realistically enough. It will be bloody hard to win right now. If we win, fantastic. If we not win, then I'm very realistic as well and keep pushing as hard as possible. We know what our restrictions have been, and I think if you don't have a podium place, then you probably can just still look at yourself in the eyes and say, I've done enough, and if we've done the maximum to get out of this team to actually achieve what we have achieved. So we know yard racing, but at any sport, there's only one who can win, and there are winners and losers. And of course, you like to win, but if it's not happening, then somebody else is better than you, and you have to accept that.
Charles Gaudrelier and his Dongfeng race team have been challenging for the lead of the Volvo Ocean Race since the very start. They had an extremely challenging race into Newport where they were leading and they ended up slipping to 4th place. Let's hear from them themselves.
We are presently at 2.3 miles from the finish line in Newport. Arriving in the TSS, we were first, and now we are 4th.
We have no choice. We don't have to control, we have to attack, and this is what we are ready for now, and we are focusing on, so it could be good at the end.
Maybe this small story is a bad story for us. It could be something we push a little bit everybody to have, I don't know, something special to win.
Mapfre is now in a situation where in a good position. He can only lose, us we can only gain.
I think we can beat Mafre by stop talking about Mafre and just be who we are. We're really good as they are, and just sail normally.
What is good for us to be focused on us. When we are focused on us, I think we sail very well, so we have to do that.
Speaking to the other team, they come to talk to me, most of them, and say, well done, you did a fantastic leg. So, I mean, in their mind, we are a strong team, still a strong team, and so I think it's more in our mind that we have to work.
Our final objective, which is in The Hague and not here in Newport, so we're still pushing and with the same spirit.
I mean, we are all tired, we are all exhausted, but we are in such a good position. I mean, we are second, and we have still our destiny in our hands. I mean, we just have to focus and race as good as we have done, and I think we can do it. I'm sure we can do it.
Xavi Fernandez and his Mapfre team have specialised in coming from behind and winning. Amazing result, leg 8 into Newport. Let's hear how they're going to defend their lead and try and close out the Volvo Ocean Race.
Well, one more time, we heading now for another leg where everything's going to be very close. The leaderboard is super close. After the victory here in Newport, we back in the lead with only 3 points to Dongfeng. Crossing the Atlantic is always a tricky leg. And you know, with double points, it's a lot to gain or to lose. More if we've got boats between us and Dongfeng or between them and us. So you know, we have to work very hard to be ahead of them in Cardiff, and hopefully it happens like this. Not breaking anything is going to be key, of course, for all the boats. It's quite a quick cross. It's quite windy, downwind, a lot of maneuvers, jibing. So you know, sometimes it's things that you cannot control, but we have to sail very carefully and make sure we don't break anything, and of course push the boat as much as we can. I'm very happy how everyone is. Everyone is very highly motivated and fit. So we're thinking of not changing anything and and go with the same crew. Sophie's back after a leg off she took, and she's recovered completely and very keen and very looking forward to do the leg with us. So I think we go in the same 9 we've been selling most of the legs, and I know some teams they change some people, and it's just different ways of doing it. Winning the Volvo Ocean race for us is a dream. It would be the first time for a Spanish team to win the Volvo, and I don't think being leading at this point is putting us any extra pressure, but just I think it tells that we're doing the things okay, and we are able to do it. We can feel how everyone is pushing from back home for us to win, so hopefully we can make it, and we still need to go slowly, and I don't think anyone is thinking on that right now, but we have to do a good leg now and see how we are in Cardiff, and then probably for the last leg we can start making numbers.
Well, the boats have all left the dock, and I tell you now the crowds have made their way to the western side of Fort Adams, and emotion laid heavy on everybody, and then the sailors move into competitive mode. It's going to be an amazing race, and a leg, double points, the final ocean to cross before the finale in Europe. And I can tell you the winning team in this leg will have a real shot at it. The top 3 teams, Dongfeng, Brunel and Map Frey, have all got a shot, and if one of them takes it, we will see a mix-up in the leaderboard. It's going to be extremely exciting. Join us. We're live again in just over half an hour, 40 minutes or so, for the start of leg number 9 from Newport, Rhode Island to Cardiff, Wales. Tune back in very shortly.